How do we start it though? Just like that, hey? Hey, Daryl.
Yeah. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Daryl. Good to see you again. You're here. I don't know if anybody noticed or if you haven't watched our first episode yet, you can go back and see it. But when we were done
Yeah.
recording, Daryl had mentioned that it kind of looked like I might have looked like a kind of Disney character there with the way I had my discs set up. So in honor of that, I've come prepared with
There you
my
go.
R2D2 ears
That's
that I
almost,
picked up.
that's almost perfect. Those discs,
And actually,
they look like they're just sitting on the shelf right now.
well, I'm not going to wear this the whole episode. I just thought you might get a kick out of that. Now, I know I threw this on you. We didn't discuss this. So put on your
Yeah,
thinking cap here and shoot some
yeah.
holes in my idea.
The bit of a pause there was me taking a second to try and think the pros and the cons.
And all you can
I,
think of is how wonderful the idea is, right?
I yeah, we'll end the episode there.
Yeah, no.
Or should I say, it could be partly my catchphrase? That I like your idea, but you're wrong.
Ouch.
I
So
don't
what?
know. I don't necessarily love the idea. I'm not going to say I hate it. I'm just
Okay.
trying to think why I don't like it. I
Hey,
think the
everybody. Welcome to Chain Out, the disc golf podcast for Canada. Nope, I'm not doing that one. I got lost. I got lost.
I could
I,
feel you were like searching for words.
I'm like, I went way beyond the simple thing.
Yeah.
So we'll do it again. 5 seconds. It'll just be simpler. I think what it is I don't know what
Episode 3?
it's episode 3, but do I want to call it the Chain Out or Welcome to Chain Out podcast? Episode 3, I think.
Chain Up Podcast.
Yeah, okay. Because that's how we've got it labeled. So
Yeah.
with you, I'm Jeremy, and with me as always is Daryl.
Hello, everybody. How's it going, Jeremy?
Going well, Daryl. How about you? How you feeling, buddy?
I don't know. Can you tell? My voice is. I'm not. I got that bit of a sexy Barry White voice going on, I think.
Oh,
Or
you
just
say sexy Barry White. I was thinking maybe a little Phoebe Buffet smelly cat
Phoebe.
voice there.
Yeah.
Podcasting energy that we've got is like a healing energy. That's what I'm
There
going to
you
say.
go. Yeah. Channeling my inner Phoebe Buffet.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thanks everybody, and we'll see you on the next
Smelly
one.
cat,
Until
smelly
then, till then, Smelly Cat says, chain out.
Chain out.
Part there for it. But for me, I think what the difference is that if I have an errant shot at Nor'Wester, I'm gonna hit a car. A car is pretty strong. It's gonna my disc is gonna bounce off it. If I have an errant shot at the hills and
I know
hit
where
a
you're going.
person, it's gonna bounce off them, but it could do a lot more damage hitting a person. And I feel that those tight
Right.
lines, I'd rather go onto a road and hit a car or hit a truck or something like that than hit an actual person. So that's what I'm gonna use as my deciding factor of why I'd prefer to play Nor'Wester. Plus, Nor'Wester is gonna have the longer distance, all the things that we
Right.
talked about than the hills. But one of those things is I'd rather hit a car than hit a person.
That's a fair.
Hey everyone, welcome to Chain Out Podcast. I'm Jeremy, and with me as always is your favorite co-host, Daryl.
Favorite co-host?
Why, thank you, Daryl and Jeremy. I'm so happy to be on Chain Out Podcast with you and glad that you were able to invite me. I'm really excited to tell you a lot about what oh, I'm not the guest that you were expecting to have on the show tonight? How did you know?
That's the thing. So I had a huge mix,
Yeah.
a whole bunch of different brands, but then I hold a Comet, and then I hold a Buzz, and then I hold a Wasp, or I hold whatever. Name your EMAC Truth or whatever.
Yeah.
They all feel a little bit differently in your head. It's not the same disc, even if
Yeah.
it's virtually the same disc. If you hold an EMAC Truth and a Buzz SS or whatever
Yeah.
you consider to be the same as that, it's not gonna in your head it's not going to be the same disc. So
Yeah.
Right.
That's such an interesting way to look at it, Jeremy. I've never thought about that. I mean, I know I've spoken. Obviously, Tim said that at one point he had 7 Nate Sexton
Firebird.
Firebirds in his bag, and they kind of explain it. Yeah, obviously, the more beat in the disc gets, the more understable it gets. So that's why they have that. But until Brendan just said it, then like not necessarily having the disc because it beats in, but just having it because it feels the same. You've got
Yes.
the same disc in your hand, you're throwing it, and that's kind of just hit me there for a second. So it feels like
and
I've just leveled up in my disc golf knowledge now. That's the reason for having multiple discs of the same, because of the feel.
yeah, like I'm not trying to get you to stop buying discs. I just want you to buy more of the exact same disc.
Yeah,
And then
there
if
we
it's
go.
wrong,
Yeah.
you just have to buy more of a different disc.
You want to hear something? I hear there's a secret word on the street. I don't know nothing. But I hear the secret word is horse feeder. But you didn't hear it from me. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Around the Basket, episode 42. I am your humble host. No, I'm not. I'm your co host because you're the co host, or you're the host.
Very
This is the-
temporarily.
I don't start the intros. I'm Daryl. This is Jeremy. How are you doing?
Doing good, buddy. And as we've said, it's temporarily. I've looked at my nationals rating too many times, and every time I look at it, it doesn't change, and it was way lower than my rating. So not in the 900s like yours was.
But I don't really understand. And I know you've kind of got a formula that you worked it out. But even though those 3 rounds were not great,
Mm-hmm.
do they get counted?
They do get counted. They weren't. They were only a little bit lower than my rating, and the ones that are falling off the bottom were higher. So all of those
high ratings fall off.
because it's they take like your best 10, no, what is it? It's like
Is
a
it your 10
minimum
most
of a
recent?
certain amount of ratings, and it's within the last year. So however many, if you played every week,
Yeah.
then the next one would knock off your 52nd week, and it would just keep knocking them off. Like there's a formula like
Yeah,
that,
I
what
know.
they include. But in any event, I'm going down, you're going up. I'm going to enjoy the host while I got it.
There
So
you go.
I am the host.
Welcome to Around the Basket, our Patreon episode that we record live on YouTube.
Yes, we do.
And if you're listening like Sam is in the chat right now, you would know because you clicked on the link on our Patreon page.
Yes.
And if you're listening to this on the weekend, well, if you just signed up for a free tier, it doesn't cost you anything.
No.
Sign up for the free tier, get the link, you can watch live and you can join in with the hilarity that is Around the Basket.
That's right.
It's a little bit looser than our chain out episodes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And big thanks. We always want interactivity, and we appreciate Sam being in there. And had, as I mentioned on the Chain Out episode previously, I went out and played around at Dog
Yeah.
Rump Creek with Sam and with Briggsy. Had a great time. It was awesome. We played from the new red shorts. Sam's got working on one of those hip belt ones. He's got one of those 4-disc.
He's been playing with Briggsy too long.
Yeah, he was working with that. But that course doesn't really require much more. I had my satchel bag, and I think I had, say, 7, 8 discs, and maybe I threw 5 of them.
Really?
Right, like I threw the Mako a whole bunch, and yeah, it was there. One of the ones, I believe it was, and Sam can correct me if it's wrong, but he had like a Meridian Ravine, I think it was. Does that sound right?
I've heard of Meridian discs.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a Ravine.
And it was kind of like a clear plastic, but it also had like some swirl in it, and it was a cool disc. It was helping him out pretty good out
I'm
there.
sure he'll correct you if that's wrong.
Yeah, that's it. So we are actually, after our trip to nationals, we're now at 34 Patreon members. So we did grow a little bit there.
We did.
That's good. So we like to see that. So tell your friends, tell fellow disc golfers, family, anybody who might want to hear just random disc golf talk that isn't an interview.
Exactly.
Yeah. But speaking of interviews, how was that interview for you?
Oh, like we
Chain Out
said just
podcast?
at the end of the episode there, like, we're so lucky to be able to interview these people that we would never normally get to see. Like if we were just random disc golfers that played in Edmonton and we went on a couple tournaments every now and again, we might bump into Ben and Duncan, but we would probably not know who they were. We might have heard their names, but we wouldn't be able to put two and two together. But the fact that we get to interview them and find out their origin stories and find out how they, went from just hanging around in a parking lot with two discs to wait till someone shows up to play around to completing and building over 45 or 48 courses. One of them is probably at the highest elevation in Canada.
You got to go back and watch for that. We had a lot of fun with that one. And two, if you're a long time Chain Out watcher, you would know that Duncan was on for the very first time. That was the first time we've ever spoken to Duncan, but Ben has been on the podcast before.
Yes, he has. I recognized him.
Yeah. And he was on when we did, I want to say it was the Discmania Open A-tier recap last year.
Yes.
And I think it was him and Luke Richard. I think they had run that one and we chatted with the two of them.
Yeah.
That's when we had Rose Shertick and Dylan Gowdy.
Look at
this guy go. Hey?
That's why you do the research and I give out false facts.
There you go. Oh, so there we go. We got a name for the plastic.
He said, it's called a marbled Claris. Okay. But I just want to clarify that it's the Meridian. Yes, the Meridian Ravine.
Yep.
In the marbled Claris plastic.
So, okay. Yeah. It looks really cool. Yeah. I was like, dude, I've never seen that. But of course, when you're hanging out with Sam Western, there's usually a disc you've never seen before in his bag.
Exactly.
Even if it is a 5-disc satchel.
Yeah.
So there you go. Well, I wanted to get us started off, Daryl, I wanted to talk a little bit about our good friend, Andrea Michaud.
Yes.
First of all, for those of you who don't know, she's a huge supporter of Chain Out in Ontario. She's out in the Niagara Falls, St. Catharines area. Why don't you give people a little recap of maybe some of the things she does to support support Chain Out?
What doesn't she do? Yeah, I mean, she's a supporter. She was pretty much a supporter from day one. Like, I don't know how we came to cross paths. And, obviously she watched the podcast and she loved it and she was dropping comments and she was in the chat. She's a Patreon supporter as well. She was annoyed that she wasn't the first person to get in, but Brock actually ended up beating her to that punch.
Right.
She is always spreading the love for Chain Out podcast. Wherever she is, she's kind of always, she always has her earbuds in and people might say to her, oh, what are you listening to? Thinking it's going to be music. No, it's the Chain Out podcast, and she's watched so many episodes, she can pretty much recite them word for word. No matter where she is, if she's in a supermarket, she'll say, oh, you should listen to this. And she'll take an earbud out and stick it in somebody's ear. She's on a flight. She'll bring the flight attendant over. Have you heard of the Chain Out podcast? You should listen to these two guys talk about disc golf. And within the St. Catharines group and the GWE, CWE, sorry, she's always promoting us. So
and
big supporter.
And she's been organizing tournaments. She's been going down to the
US. She's on the PDG board now as a women's consultant, I believe.
Yes.
On the committee. Yeah.
And then we did get our first chance to meet her in person. And I remember seeing a post from her. She's like always pumping our tires. She was so excited to meet her disc golf heroes or whatever it was. I'm like, we can read through the lines. So, but it was nice. And it was funny how she was trying to keep everything even. It was like, you were the first one she gave a hug to, I think. She saw you first and gave you a hug. But I think, no, it was me.
But I got to sign
You were the first one to sign the disc. She was making sure to keep it even.
Yeah.
But she must have one of the best discs. I can't believe we got to sign that one. She had Paige on there. Everybody who was there,
and
she had them signed.
It kind of slipped my mind, and I don't know why, but it started... I've done it twice now at 2 events that I've played where people on your card, the disc that you get in the players pack, you get the people on your card to sign your disc. So at the end of the tournament, you have everybody that you played with. But she, I seen this out at Smith Lake Farm. There was a couple of young kids that were running around getting everybody to sign their discs. And she was doing the same, that everyone she ran into signed the disc. And people like me and you and other people were like,
I don't know if we belong on here.
Yeah, we don't. We're not anybody special. You want us? Yeah, sign it. Put your name right. And I think I actually signed it. I think I might have signed my name either next to Philo or Paige. It was somebody. It was just like Paige Pierce,
Daryl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chain Out. And I think I even put Chain Out.
Nice.
I signed it. Yeah.
That's awesome. We do have another guest in the chat, and that's Brendan McKinstry, our buddy from BR Disc Golf and great sponsor. And
Supporter.
we got to find out that later. Brendan, I want you to stick around because we're going to be talking about Toronto Island, and I want some comments on that from you. But also, too, we will also at some point want to know if you'll ever travel with us again after spending as much time as you did
I don't
with
think
us.
there'll be an us. Let's get on with what you...
But yeah, so back to Andrea. One of the things when she was there, this is not as good news, but it also goes to show you her positivity and how nothing will stop this lady when she's got her mind set on something. But when I was at Nationals, she had mentioned that 20 years ago, she had retinal implants put into both of her eyes.
Right.
And she had just found out before Nationals that the left one was failing her.
Right.
And they wanted to take it out. And they wanted to take it out like before Nationals. And she's like, nope, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I got a tournament to play.
Right.
So she said when she was at the tournament, her left one was actually causing her some trouble with depth perception. So her putting wasn't so good. And then I just saw a post that she actually had it removed.
Right.
And now she is pretty much blind in the one eye. Right. So this is, it's just sad news that way.
Yeah.
But here's some stuff about Andrea that just kind of tells you a little bit more about her.
Yeah.
She talked to the doctor and said, I want that retinal implant. It's been part of me for quite a while. Can you give that to me?
Yeah.
So apparently they had to download some information off it or something like that, or maybe do a forensic on it. I don't know. But then they gave it to her in her little hazmat bag.
Downloading information from a retinal implant. This sounds like some Google spy stuff. What is she, a cyborg or something?
She's part cyborg.
Cyborg now?
But with her sense of humor, she says, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to see. And she says she's already, she's been thinking about Dion Eden and how she can also start running events for people who need additional assistance due to a disability of any sort, including blindness. So she's already thinking about that. She's talking to her partner, Adam, about ringing a bell beside the basket, getting her there. But then what she really got going, which I get awkward in these situations, right? I never know what to say when somebody's having a hard time on something. I try to be as best I can, but I'm a laughy, jokey guy, that kind of thing.
Right.
But where she really got me going was she said, Jeremy, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm great. Don't worry about it. The best thing about this is I get to get a service animal and I love animals. And she said, I could get a service dog. That's something I could do. But I thought maybe I don't want a service dog. What other service animals are out there? And she said, she's like, there's such thing. You can get a service Shetland pony. She said you can get a service zebra as well.
That fits right in with Andrea.
Yeah. And she said the zebra, maybe not for Canada for this climate.
Yeah.
But she really is entertaining the Shetland pony. And where she really had me laughing after telling me this sad news and not knowing how to react is she's like, yeah, I'm going to come out to Edmonton or Canmore. I'm going to come out and visit you guys. I'm going to take that Shetland pony to the airport. And she's like, I can't wait to see Air Canada's face when they're like, what are we supposed to do with this? She's like, I don't give up. Just get it.
Alberta. It's your problem now.
It's your problem now. So
can you imagine that, turning up on a plane and seeing somebody walk up the aisle with a Shetland pony?
But anyways, the whole point just being is that we love you, Andrea Michaud, and we appreciate you, and we hope everything goes well for you that way. And we appreciate all your support and always adding laughs as well. It was so good to see you in person.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
So that was what I had at the top there. But now I wanted to talk about 1987 Worlds in Toronto. Where were you at that point?
I would have been at school. Because I would have been 11 years old.
That's true. I guess so. We both would have been at school that time. I would have been close. I would have been in London.
Right.
You would have been in closer to London, England. I was closer to London, Ontario.
Close.
But one thing I don't think you know about me, because we've really not talked about this too much, but I have this penchant for like history. Like I don't want to tell you that I...
Oh yeah, no, I don't know that about you.
No, you don't.
Of course I do.
Like, I don't like poring over books and stuff like that. But if you were to say, hey, Jeremy, I'm going back to England and did you want to come with me? It would be the worst because I'd want to look at every castle. I'd want to know every story behind it. I
Yeah.
would want to know why. Oh, is that the original road? When was that road built? And how many roads did they put on top of that road?
Right.
And
Yeah.
all of
No,
that.
I know you have a penchant for history.
Yeah. So when I looked at this, I was thinking about it because 1987.
Well, 1987, but we have a question from the chat. When in 1987?
Oh, when? I don't remember dates and numbers, but it would have been in the summer.
He has a penchant for history, but I don't know facts and figures.
No, not facts and figures, just the idea
I'm
of
guessing
history.
because maybe Sam was born in 87, so he wants to know whether he was alive.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing that's the reason why you're asking, Sam.
I'm going to give you an idea. Hang on, Sam. I appreciate you
Brendan
there.
is so old, he says he remembers it like it was yesterday.
So 1987 PDGA Disc Golf Worlds took place August
87, Sam.
25th to 30th in 87. And the reason I brought it up is because it was on Toronto Island.
Oh, okay.
And on the Monday before we came home from Nationals,
Yeah.
you, Daryl, you're Daryl, Jeremy, me, and Brendan, the guy in the chat,
From BR.
we all hopped on a water taxi. Thank you for taking care of that for us, Brendan, and took ourselves over to Toronto Island to play the Toronto Island disc golf course.
Right.
To walk and play it.
Yeah.
And when we went over there, it just really, that history part of me is activated now to think that the island is only so big.
Right.
The course has been there the whole time. We've heard that the course has changed, but the only thing that really could have changed about it was the length of the holes or the randomly part of the design. So we played a version of it that the same people that played in 1987 played.
Right.
And I just like, you know, it's being in the same place at the same time, not at the same time, but that someone else was. Do you get that feeling at all? Or?
Well, I do now, but I didn't know it at the time. Like, obviously, when we went there, I don't know if you knew that. Well, we had been told before that Worlds had taken place on Toronto Island, and so I guess it didn't occur to me when we were on the island that that was the reminiscing part. But now looking back on it, to think, yeah, when we spoke to Scott Stokely and like all the other people that have been there and played that in that World Tournament. Yeah, they were there. They were throwing, and it didn't seem like that long of a course. It didn't seem like it was anywhere near the standard of the 3 courses that we just played previously.
Right.
But to think that that hosted nationals or the worlds at one point, yeah, that's a bit pretty amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that, you know, I'm just going to leave it at this, is that because this is an ATB, we know that we can be a little more loose and goosey on this one, is that you were probably wearing the uniform of the day.
I probably was. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, one of the cool things that I had saw.
Leave a comment on the video, on this video, if you can guess what I was wearing.
Exactly. Well, what I had looked at, so then I decided I went into PDGA, started digging up information about the tournament. So PDGA member number 8 was there in 1987, who is Steve Matul, and he was there. And then I saw Dave Dunapace, somebody
hero.
You might know from a little known company, Innova.
Exactly. Designer of the first disc golf disc, the Eagle.
Yes. So he was there. Scott Stokely, as you mentioned, he was there. Elaine King and Eric Vandenberg, who we got to meet at Nationals and had on the podcast, had Elaine on.
Yeah.
Dan Stork Roddick.
I've heard the name.
PDGA number 3.
Number 3.
Played in the Masters division.
Wow.
So it was just one division, Masters.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Steady Ed Hedrick, PDGA number 1.
Yes.
He played in the Senior Grand Masters division is what it was called.
I like that.
I think that's way better than like, I don't know, MP60 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Senior Grand Masters.
Yeah, it sounds
I think we need to bring that back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thinking about that, so now add that to the whole feeling of being on that course. And Brendan, think about that, playing on that course, on the same course that all those other players had played on as well in Worlds 87. I don't know. I just get geeked out about that.
Yeah, no, it's a kind of a cool thing. I mean, I wish you had brought it up at the time, and maybe I would have appreciated it more being there at that point and taking in the surroundings and thinking, like, how long? So that was 87. So what was that? 38 years ago?
I'll give you that.
Yeah, somewhere around that. Over 30 years ago. So, like, a lot of the fairways, a lot of the trees, they were big, thick, grown in. Like, they weren't cut down and replanted.
Right.
So the design of the course may have been like, instead of going down this fairway, it maybe the hole played backwards, or it was a different fairway. But the layout of the course probably didn't change that much. Like you said, they probably extended baskets, moved them around. So to think that we were walking down fairways and throwing frisbees down fairways that they have thrown frisbees down, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's neat. And when I looked, total of 202 people went out and competed, and they competed for a $22,500 purse. And I'm going to tell you, that sounds like that might have been part of the reason people came up, if they were competing for that kind of money back then.
That was like 800,000 in today's money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know they were shorter rounds, but they actually played 6 rounds plus a finals round as well.
Right. 87 was the year that Brendan's parents were married.
Well, there you go. Another great thing.
Interesting fact.
Did they get married on Toronto Island at Worlds? Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be if you knew somebody
Well, maybe they
married.
weren't at the disc golf course, but they were getting married on another part of the island.
And there's a photo with a little frisbee in the background just flying over the,
It'd be awesome. What else did I have about that? Imagine what it was like. And I'm thinking we took a water taxi, but could you imagine you're there for 4 or 5 days, whatever Worlds was?
Yeah.
And there's no hotel on the island. I don't even know if there's like Airbnbs and
that wouldn't have been back in
those days.
87, yeah.
Yeah. So you'd be taking the
Maybe
ferry
bed
back
and
and forth
breakfast,
every
but
day.
I don't even know if they would have had those back in those days.
No. Well, bed
I
and
don't think
breakfast.
maybe there was, but I mean on the island.
Oh, yeah.
Because the island is very restrictive. Well, at least it is now. There's a lot of rules and regulations to be on the island, but maybe back in the day, maybe there was camping. Maybe it was a bit more of a hippie free love.
Oh, could have
type
been
of
for
lifestyle
sure.
back then.
Yeah. I wonder if that center island, I think that's what they called it, amusement park was there. If they were playing rounds and then going on the Ferris wheel or something like that. So, but yeah, I don't know. What else? And Brendan's in there too. He's putting some comments in. I don't know. We didn't really recap what his thoughts were on the course and how we played Centennial that day as well, which was an under construction park.
Yeah.
But I think we talked about, would it live up to expectations? For me, because of the nostalgia value and the historical value, it certainly did. I think as a course, it was good. Like it had a lot of shots where it was a tighter fairway. You had to go left, you had to go right, you had to go straight.
Tighter fairways for sure, I would say.
Yeah.
Brendan will tell you that there was some water hazards.
There was a water hazard, wasn't there, Brendan? And I don't know, did he replace the disc he lost? He was all set to go for a swim.
He went for a swim.
And then realized that he threw it a little too far to go for a swim.
Pretty deep, pretty soon.
Yeah.
Used to be some stores and stuff in the amusement park location is what Brendan is saying. But how did you like the course, Brendan? How did you feel, for what it is and the area that they have? They utilize the area pretty good. He said the course was tough and great for a park style course. So
yeah, and Brendan's a course designer, so he's got a little bit better thought on it than we do, having designed holes and played them as well.
But like you said, I think it was good how there wasn't just like straight hyzer shots, or there wasn't like a certain style of a hole. You had left to right, you had right to left, you had 2 basket locations with 2 different tee pads. Meaning, and it wasn't like we have here in Edmonton. We have Hermitage Park where we have, or Rundle Park is where we have 2 basket locations, and it will move between A and B at random times whenever anyone with the keys at Edgar wants to go and move it. There, you had 2 tee pads and 2 permanent baskets.
Yes.
So you could play to the blue basket from the long pin or the long tee pads. You could play to the blue from the short tee pad. You could play to the red from the short and red from the long. So it gave you a real mix up of longevity of the course. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. You just had it. It was like, I think they worded it like long, 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 short, short, long, short, short, or something like that. And you're right. And I think the version we played was long to short, and we didn't give it much thought. Brendan said, which one do you want to play? I said, let's do long short. Because he wanted to do long, long. And I was like, no, I don't think so.
3 days of playing disc golf.
Yeah. So I said long short. But the one thing about doing that I noticed.
5 days. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
for the practice
5,
round.
6 for sure.
Yeah.
But long short, what it did was it gave you a lot of difficult tee shots because you had to throw tight hallways when you were teeing off. Whereas if you went probably short long, you might have had a different type of approach into the basket. So it gave you so many options. So kudos to Calvin Rurda and everybody else out there who is part of that island disc golf team and doing that course. We had a great time out there. And if you are out, it's worth the trip onto the ferry and going across.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know if we would say that the beer was good. I don't know if there was a restaurant there that they said we should go to, but
I liked what I had at the restaurant.
Oh, did you have a good one?
It was a barbecue restaurant that we went to, and I ended up getting a superfood quinoa bowl, but it was delicious. I had chicken added on top of it.
Well, I think for me, I was already spoiled because when you're on the island, you can drink alcohol anywhere on there. So I stopped and got a beer.
You did.
And I got a croissant, and that croissant was like almond covered with like amaretto almond something in the middle, and it was like it was so
It
good.
just hit the spot at the
It was
right
so
time.
good that I knew it was so bad for me.
Yeah.
Like there was
There you go.
nothing healthy about it.
Yeah.
But it was good that way. Yeah, no, it was good. So I think that's another one off the list now that we've played.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. What did I put here? I also wanted to get your thoughts now that we're talking 1987 Worlds, and now we're talking about Worlds.
Yes.
I played Canadian Nationals last year. We both played it this year. Would you put Am Masters Worlds or Pro Master Worlds on your bucket list, depending on where it was being held?
If it's held in Canada, yes, I might consider playing it.
Yeah.
But I have no interest in going south to play any course.
What about if it was in Europe or something? Say it was in England. Would you go to England to play Am Masters Worlds?
I mean, that might tempt me because I haven't been back to England for a while. So if I had an excuse to go back as well as playing disc golf, there could be 2 or 3 reasons for me to go and play it. So yeah, I might consider that.
Yeah, I think I would look at that, or maybe 2 if I don't know, like a place like Greenland or Iceland or something like that.
So would you say that the only reason that you would consider it is based on location, or are you considering it next year? Because obviously last year you had said to me that
I wanted to go to Minnesota.
You wanted to go to Minnesota this year.
Yeah.
But we didn't get a chance to do that, or you didn't get a chance to do it. So is it just the location that you're adding to this bucket list, or is it the option to play Am Masters?
I think I want to play Worlds once, and I don't really care which one it is.
Right.
We're in the fact of being Am Masters here, but if for some reason we started to play Pro and at our Masters level, I would do Pro Masters. It wouldn't matter, but I want to do Worlds at least once. I know it's kind of a little bit of the climate of traveling to the US at times and that type of thing, but I know next year is in Peoria, Illinois, which I think is, I don't know if that's the same as Emporia, but I don't know if that's like the water tower course, right? And I'm not sure.
Oh, there you go.
If that's the one I want to do.
Yeah, but Dina's in the chat and she just says Master Worlds in 26 is in Peoria.
Okay.
Also known as Ledgestone. 2027 is in Florida.
Okay.
I wonder if that's going to be it.
Well, Ledgestone, I didn't know that's what Peoria was. So Ledgestone, when you say that seems to have a lot better cachet to it.
Florida could be down at Paul Macbeth's course, the throw down the mountain, but it's called something else now. I forget what it's called. Someone will remind me.
Beam Flight Open, I think.
Well, that was the name of the event, but the actual course is called Emporia's in Kansas.
Yeah.
Peoria is
Illinois. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's right.
And the one
Thank you, Sam.
is called I can't remember what it's called.
But I would
somebody will let me know.
Thanks for adding that, Dina, for sure. Because we saw Dina Talgoy, we met her and Kevin.
Yes, on the first day, first practice round, we get to the course, and who do we bump into? We bump into Dina.
That's right there at Nationals, and I got to play with their friend as well, who's from Delaware, Ponce. And I got an invite from Ponce and his wife. Next time I'm through Delaware, they'll show me around too. So we're starting to pick up people along the way. But Kevin was in MA40 and he ripped it up in there. You were high up on the leaderboard, but he was even higher above you. So, Olympus.
Sorry, yeah. Olympus. No, not New London, Brendan, Olympus.
Right. So, but yes, so I think Worlds is definitely in my future. I'm going to get to one of them now that it's going to be at Ledgestone. Hopefully the climate changes a little bit, political climate,
right?
Where people are more happy to travel to the US.
So might not be.
So we'll see. But I don't want to keep this around the basket going too long. And it seems like I'm talking lots, and I'm going to talk a little more because I have a quiz for you.
Let's do it.
I've got an Innova quiz. When we started doing these quizzes, talk a little bit about how long they were.
Well, we've done all sorts of quizzes. We like a quiz. I like a quiz. You like to play quizzes. You like to design quizzes. We
Mhm.
started off by, okay, let's do, I think Jeopardy was the first one that we did, and that took a lot of preparation work to get all the answers and the questions in the different squares and bring it up on the screen and everything like that.
And Family Feud, didn't we
Family
do?
Feud we
Yeah,
did, or was it Family Feud?
I think so.
We did a Family Feud, and then we were doing 20 questions, and then we went into Guess the Disc, and then it's kind of progressed, but the last one that we did was kind of we had a theme running through the discs, and we had questions, we had discs, wrote the answers, we had questions to point you towards a disc, we had 20 discs, 10 questions, so you had 10 red herrings in there as well.
Yeah.
And then once we got to the end, you had to take your 10 discs that you selected and find the theme that linked them all together.
That was
And
probably the best we've done.
you've done good on both of them, because the ones that I did, you both got, the one that had negative, or the first one that had plus turn, so they were all +1 discs.
Yeah.
And then the second one was they were all -4 turn discs.
That's right.
And you got the theme on both of them. So good for you.
Yeah, no, that was good. Well, I used the help of AI to get me an Innova disc quiz, and I know you cringe. I know you cringe. But I did peruse these, and I think all of them are right, and I think they're good. So what I want to do is
Can I just interrupt you for 1 second? Because Dina says, Kevin did great at Newcastle, Cedar Creek not so much. That was like me.
Yeah.
I thought Cedar Creek was going to be my better course, and Newcastle I didn't really like. Well, I didn't like it. It was just hard and challenging, and it was a lot of luck to a certain degree, depending on how good or bad you threw. But I did better at Newcastle than I thought I would, and I didn't do as great at Cedar Creek. So I'm with you there, Dina and Kevin.
Yeah, and I think too with Cedar Creek, no matter how Kevin did, we talked about it previously, it wasn't 19 on one hole.
Exactly.
So
I
don't know. I didn't check what Kevin scored on that hole, but I know it's not 19.
Yeah, exactly. We know who got 19.
Could have been 18, but it wasn't 19.
Okay, now we're back to the quiz.
Okay, so the quiz is 20 questions. They're multiple choice. I want you to guess. Before I give you the multiple choice answers, I'm going to give you extra points if you get it right for that.
Okay.
You're going to stick with that question until you get it right. The goal is to do it fast and do it with as little guesses as possible. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
You have a question.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a free guess if I know the disc, or I presume they're all discs.
No, they're not all discs, but they're all Innova related.
Okay, all Innova related. So if you ask a question, I'm going to answer it right off the top of my head. If I get it right, I get a bonus point. If I don't get it right, then you're going to give me an A, B, C, D, and then I get to guess again. And if I don't get it right, then I get to guess again until I run out of options, and then we move on to question 2.
That's right. And how long does it take?
Gotcha.
Okay, and you cannot see the screen?
I'm not going to look.
All right.
I would never.
Okay, so when you're ready, start the timer. We know the rules. Play at home if you can. See if you can get it right quicker than Daryl can and in less guesses.
Okay, are we ready?
We are ready.
In 3, 2, 1.
What was the first disc golf disc
Eagle.
Yes, that's correct. Boom. Innova's Destroyer is one of the best-selling distance drivers of all time. It's a T or F question.
True.
Yes, it's true. The Innova Rock is most often classified as what type of disc?
Mid-range.
Yes. Which pro player is most associated with throwing the Innova Firebird?
Nate Sexton.
Yes. What does DX plastic typically offer compared to Champion plastic?
Durability. Grip.
No. Are you ready for the ones?
Yes.
A, more durability. B, less grip. C, lower price and more grip. D, glow in the dark.
C, lower price, more grip.
Yes. The Innova Leopard is considered a beginner-friendly fairway driver. True or false?
True.
Yes. Which disc is nicknamed the workhorse mid-range?
The Rock?
Yes. Innova's Star Plastic was introduced in which decade?
90s.
Incorrect. You want the multiple choice? 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, or 2010s?
2000s.
Correct. What Innova disc is most often used for putting by professionals?
Aviar.
Correct. The Innova T-Bird is a 9-speed driver.
False.
Which Innova distance driver is often referred to as the little brother to the Destroyer, being slightly... Yes. Which Innova disc is known for being a very overstable utility driver, excellent for headwinds and thumbers?
Firebird?
Yes. What speed rating does the Innova Valkyrie have?
9.
Yes. The Innova Mako 3 is designed to fly very straight with minimal fade?
False.
Try again.
True.
Which disc once held the world distance
The
record?
boss.
Incorrect.
Beast.
For a throw of 820 feet by Christian Sandstrom
Beast.
in 2003. Do you want the option?
Yeah.
A, Destroyer. B, Valkyrie. C, Boss. D, Wraith.
Wraith?
Incorrect.
The
A, Destroyer.
Valkyrie?
Yes, Valkyrie. What is Innova's signature putter with an overmold design? 2 different plastics fused together.
The Nova.
Yes. Who was Innova's first sponsored professional disc golfer?
Ken Climo?
Yes. The Innova Sidewinder is an overstable disc meant for headwinds.
False.
Yes, it is understable, good
Yes.
for rollers, turnovers. The Innova Boss is famous for being the first disc to ever reach what speed rating?
13.
Yes. Last question. What Innova disc is Calvin Heimberg most known for throwing off the tee?
Eagle.
Incorrect.
Destroyer.
Yes, done. Good work. How did you do at home there? 2 minutes and 55 seconds for Daryl. I was keeping track on some of these. You got a lot of them without even me giving you the multiple choice. The true or false, I guess, isn't really much of a multiple choice. I thought they were all multiple choice, but it's AI. AI does what it does.
Sure.
But let's go through them really quick and we can recount the score because I think if we do this quick enough, we have the memory.
Yes.
First one was, what was the first disc golf disc that Innova ever released? You said the Eagle before it was even answered?
Yeah.
Or before you even finished the question?
I even referenced it earlier on, either in the chain out episode or in the Around the Basket.
Innova's Destroyer is one of the best-selling distance drivers. You got that, true. Innova Rock is most often classified as a mid-range. You got that right away. Pro player associated with the Firebird, Nate Sexton. The DX plastic you did not get right.
No.
So you got that on your... So what are we at there? This was the 5th question.
I said durability. You said no.
And then I gave you the questions.
Then you gave it to me. And then I said C. I said C once I heard the options. So
Okay.
it was on the first guess, but...
So maybe we call this the lowest score. So right now you had gotten 4. So say 1 point for each one of getting them before there was even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this one you'll get 2 points because you missed on the first one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're at 6 points right now. The Innova Leopard is considered a beginner-friendly fairway driver. You got that right. So you're at 7 points. Which disc is nicknamed the workhorse mid-range? You got that right away.
Rock, yeah.
Okay, so we're still there. We're at 8. Innova Star Plastic was introduced in which decade? You got that wrong.
Yes, I said 90s to start with, and then I said 2000s.
So then you are at 10 now out of 8. What Innova disc is most often used putting by professionals? Got that right away. That was the AVR.
Yes.
Innova T-Birds is a 9-speed driver. False. You got that right.
Yeah.
So we're good there. Which Innova distance driver is often referred to as the little brother of the Destroyer? You got that immediately. I didn't even finish the question. The Wraith.
Yeah.
Which Innova disc is known for being a very overstable utility driver, excellent for headwinds and thumbers?
I said
Firebird. Immediately.
Yeah.
Got that right.
Yeah.
What speed rating does the Innova Valkyrie have?
9.
Got that right.
Yeah.
Innova Mako 3 is designed to fly very straight with minimal fade.
I got that one wrong.
Yes, and that was because it is
1 or 0-0.
Right.
It
really doesn't have a lot of fade or anything.
No, which okay, I should have got that better.
Yeah. So there's 14 questions. That means 3 of them took you the second try. So we're at 17 out of 14.
Yeah.
Which disc once held the world distance record? You didn't let me finish the question. For a throw of 820 feet by Christian Sandstrom in 2003. I think you went through all of them on this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed it was the Valkyrie because I knew it would have to be something with a negative turn and a fade. So I was thinking the Boss, the Beast, and then when you said them,
I think you still said the Destroyer, did you, or no?
No, I said the Wraith.
Okay.
And then I said...
So how many points are we adding for
this one?
this
Because that's a 9-speed, so I didn't associate that with being a distance driver.
But 2003...
So I said 3. I don't think I would have said Destroyer.
So you said Boss, Wraith, you said Beast.
Yes.
So that would be 3 guesses that were wrong.
3, and then on the 4th guess, I got it. So...
Yeah, but I think we just give you 3 wrong guess. Oh, 4th guess. Yeah, 4th guess.
Because I guessed for and then I said...
So now we're at... So that's 4 on 3, that's 7. So now you're at 22 out of 15 was what you were targeting. What is Innova's signature putter with an overmold design? Got that right away.
Yeah, because I have one.
Who was Innova's first sponsored professional disc golfer? Got that right away. Innova's Sidewinder is an overstable disc meant for headwinds.
I said true. False because it's understable.
Yep, got that right. The Innova Boss is famous for being the first disc to reach what speed? 13.
13, I
Got
said
that.
straight off, yeah.
And then Innova disc is Calvin Heimberg, most known for throwing off the T.
I
Destroyer.
said Eagle.
Oh, you said
And
Eagle?
I said Eagle, and then you gave me the option, and then I said Destroyer.
Okay. So then that means overall you were only 8 answers wrong from being perfect because you were 7 up to that point. So your score would have been 28 out of 20 when 20 would have been a perfect score.
Right.
Nice work.
Thank you.
You know your Innova.
I know my Innova.
The
Well,
thing is that I don't think, because you know,
there's a lot of questions there that were easy.
well, for you,
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, okay, maybe for me. But
Yeah.
if I gave you that quiz, you would have known Nate Sexton is associated with the Firebird.
sure.
You probably would have known most people putt with an AVR.
Yes.
That's their most
I would've.
known.
Calvin
would-
Heimberg, I probably would have got for the Destroyer
Which,
because it's a Calvin Heimberg Destroyer.
did you know that the Eagle was the first disc
No,
manufactured?
I think I would have said what's the one that Elaine King always, the Arrow.
Yeah.
I would have
I
thought
think
it
that
was
was the
the
second.
Arrow.
It was the second.
I
or
think
third.
the Arrow turned into the Eagle, or the Arrow and the Eagle are the
I
same
think you're-
thing,
yes,
right?
I think you're right.
So I probably Arrow would have been my guess, but that would have been
Yeah.
a correct guess. In this case, this
Yeah.
is AI giving us this.
Right.
So
I don't know. I think like you would have known the Leopard is an understable, beginner-friendly disc. You
Mhm.
know that the Roadrunner is not overstable.
I don't think I could have told you that the Boss was a 13 or whatever it was.
Right.
Some of those.
Valkyrie.
But even if
did
somebody,
you know the Valkyrie was a 9-speed?
no.
Okay.
But if you did this with MVP Axiom for me, I think I would have been like, if it was, what speed, why was the Delirium, whatever, I'd be
Mhm.
like 14 and a half.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have just guessed something.
Right.
And I don't know if I'd be right. So there, I don't
Okay.
think I have the
Well,
knowledge like you do. So you did a great job.
Thank you.
Both I and AI
Can
are
I
proud.
can I put this on my resume, my application for next year
Yep.
when I apply?
You wore an Innova hat, you wore an Innova shirt, and you
That's what it
scored
was.
28 out of 20 on an Innova quiz generated by AI. Dave Dunapace would be proud. And maybe Jeff, maybe Jeff Panis.
I have to say something funny. Sonia had sent me a message on Instagram
Mhm.
to my DJ disc golf, and she said we went out and played around, and she said, "Oh yeah, did you see that thing I sent you? This guy was talking about that lower speed discs are better because they don't skip as much and all this sort of thing." And I'm like, "No, I didn't. I probably seen it because I see a lot of people on Instagram and all that." And then I went and checked it, and it was Dave Dunapace, and I'm like, that guy just happens to be like the developer, the designer of the first ever disc golf disc, the owner of Innova, the founder of Innova Disc. She said, "Well, I don't know these things." Just some guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Yeah, this guy says a Destroyer's pretty good, and he seems kind of lanky, got kind of curlyish hair. Yeah, this guy. Oh, you mean Calvin Heimberg?
Calvin
Okay.
Heimberg, yeah.
That's funny. All right, well that covers what I had for this. Do you got anything else for this episode?
No, I think we're good. I don't know if there's anything else. We appreciate everybody for tuning in and listening. Hopefully you played along. Let us know in the comments whether you think that was an easy quiz or whether it was just easy for me because I do only throw Innova and wear only Innova and wear my Innova hat. Yeah, have you noticed? I don't know if you noticed that I'm wearing my Innova hat. I know you know I have one.
Yeah.
But I bought this at Nationals from Oak Goat.
Mm-hmm. Are you wearing the Innova underwear you bought? the Innova G-string, was it, or what?
I'm just in my mind now. I'm going through discs and I'm trying to come up with a disc that matches underwear, but no, I can't think of anything.
No, there's no Innova tighty whities or anything like that. The Innova boxer,
the Innova mouse. No, I don't know where I'm going with that. The Innova worm. No. All right, let's move on.
I think we're getting late.
It is now. Around the basket is now turning into Chain Out after
hours. Yeah, there you go. And speaking of that, we appreciate you. Thank you for jumping in and joining us. And we love it when you get into the comments there. So thanks, Brendan. Thanks, Sam. Thank you to Dina as well.
Yeah.
We appreciate all of you. And yeah, we'll get out there. We're talking about maybe getting out and playing around this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You're training for what do we call it?
Gigagur.
Gigogur.
Yeah. We can mention that.
Shout that out.
Yeah. Kristen Swirls is running 2 Gigagur, get in, get out, get rated in the Edmonton area at the end of the year. One is coming up in 3 weeks' time. It's October the 12th.
Yeah, that'll be the Sunday of the Thanksgiving weekend.
Correct. Yes. I have signed up already. You've yet to sign up.
Whether you're negotiating that one, exactly, I'm trying to make sure it works.
Thanksgiving Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something special about the division that I've signed up in, Jeremy.
Oh, Did you get into the senior grandmasters division?
I wish I could.
I wish you had set that up.
Yes, no. This is my last year being 49. Next year I will be 50. I'll have made it to the 5-0.
Wow.
So I have, because it's a get in, get out, get rated. They're typically low cost entry. There's no players pack. There's no prizes or anything like that. So I've signed up for the MP 40 division.
Let's go.
Yes, in the pro division, I'm over a 900 rated player at Canadian Nationals. I mean, I've got to go pro, right?
That's right. You'll be a sandbagger if you don't. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. I'm at the moment, I'm the only one in the division, and I was hoping to keep it quiet because that would be awesome if we could go the whole way through and just be me in the event. Because Wally's already signed up and he's in MA 50.
He'll drop.
Jeff Bodie's already signed up and he's in MA 50.
Okay.
So I'm hoping they stay in MA 50 and leave me in the MP division. And if I just play against me, I'm playing against myself and I win the division, I can say that I won a pro event.
Well, I'm liking the idea then if I can sign up MP40 with you, then I didn't get even a sniff of being anywhere close to you for tea times during nationals. Maybe I can play with this soon to be new host of the Chain Out podcast.
There you go. Yes. So I signed up. Surprised you're not MPO. Yeah, I don't think I'm that good, Brendan.
Yeah.
I know I talk a big game, but
did Brendan mention it just out of curiosity, or did he avoid the question of saying would he travel with us again? Did you see an answer to it?
He did mention something about the cost was right. He did say it's right here. He said, "Well, you haven't invoiced me for the couch yet, so the price was right."
There you go. I don't know the years of therapy that he's going to need after spending that much time with us. That might be what the cost is overall.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you do decide to come out to the gig, go grr, get in, get out, get rated. And it's at Rundle and Hermitage.
So there's two events. The first one on October 12th, that is at Rundle Park and Hermitage Park. For the MPO division, I'll be playing the Blues at Hermitage.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then the second one, which is a bit later on in the year, it'll be cold. That one is going to be down at Wetaskiwin. 2 rounds at Wetaskiwin again, the same as what she did last year.
Oh, that's all right. Well, I think if I get out there, what I'll have to do is I'm sure we're going to start at Rundle. And one of the things about Rundle is like you never know. It's like the down parking lot that's at 13. Sometimes people park there. Sometimes you park up by the trailhouse. It all depends on what's happening. But I think if we get up to the trailhouse, I'll go and I'll meet you kind of around the practice area and we can just meet.
Where would we meet?
Around the basket.